What's going on, guys, and welcome to S Rank. We're here to answer the question, do tanks in Overwatch do their job right? Are they really tanks? I have looked over the internet to find out what makes a tank. And what I've found out is 5 things. Their health and armor. How much damage can they take? Keeping damage away from their carries. Disabling enemy carries. And how good are they at distracting enemies? I'm going to be rating these criterias from S rank being the top rank as in a 5-star rating to D rank being a 1-star rating. Let's start off by talking about one of my favorite tanks in the game, D.Va. Let's start by rating her health and armor. She has 100 health, 400 armor. Pretty much, the armor is mitigated by a certain value. It doesn't go down as fast as health. So more value to it. I rate her health and armor as a S rank. Pretty much a 5-star in most people's eyes. Let's talk about her value as a meat shield now. She can absorb a lot of damage. Not with just her health and armor, but also her abilities. She has an ability called Defense Matrix, which pretty much blocks all incoming projectiles. All your allies have to do is stand behind you and shoot away. I give this an A rank. She's very valuable as a meat shield. Her ability to keep damage away from her carries is pretty strong. Like I talked about before, that ability called the Defense Matrix is a strong ability. As long as she has that up, nobody behind her is taking any damage. All they have to do is dish out damage now. I'm not saying that anyone else can't come back there and dish out damage themselves, but like, it's 1 against 5. He won't survive. I rate this ability as a S rank. Pretty solid ability. Her ability to disable enemy carries now. That's an issue. She has no real ability but her ultimate to disable enemy carries. Pretty much, I give this a C rank. Because you have to build up your ultimate to use it. And that's a long way in the makings, you know? Her ability to distract enemies now, pretty damn strong as well. Due to the fact that she has this ability called boosters, which pretty much means she can fly for about 2 to 3 seconds. And she can end up in the enemy's backline without them noticing. And she can do a good amount of damage to them squishies. And also block damage, so pretty much she would focus the enemy's attention towards her from another angle, while her team pushes in from another angle. And since they can't really do much damage to her while her defense matrix is up, it's a good distraction. I give this an S rank as well. She's pretty strong. My D.Va's pretty strong. Let's talk about Roadhog now. Let's talk about his health and armor. He has 600 health. He has the most health out of all the tanks, pretty much all the heroes in the game, but he doesn't really feel the tankiest. But still, he can absorb a lot of damage. That's due to his ability called Take a Breather, which pretty much heals him for 300 each time he uses it. So pretty much if he can get out of damage's way, he can absorb more damage. So I rate this as an A rank. It's not the best, but it works. Roadhog as a meat shield now, he can absorb a lot of damage. If it's just him, 600 health is a lot to go through. And if he's also healing, he can also heal while taking damage, which pretty much puts his health at about 900. That's a lot of health to go through. And that's pretty much distracting the enemy. Pretty much what a meat shield is for. I give this an A rank. Roadhog is not that good at keeping damage away from his carries. He can try, but pretty much he just gets melted. He takes so much damage that he just pretty much dies. And since he has like no real like mitigation in an area effect to protect his carries, they pretty much take full on damage. So I give this a C rank. Roadhog disabling carries now. He can do this. All he has to do is land them hooks. If he can hook the enemy's carries and take them out of commission, he's disabling carries. I rate him as a S rank in this category. For him to distract the enemies now, that's another story. He has it pretty hard at distracting enemies. Pretty much he has to use his body or by dragging somebody away, which pretty much he distracts one enemy. But what about the rest? Pretty much he's pretty much open to taking damage. Unless you're talking about his ultimate, pretty much, which is a 5,000 damage AoE spread of shotgun shells, shrapnel, whatever they call it, pushing enemies and knocking them up and away, which pretty much is a good distraction, but like we're talking about the ultimate here. So I give this a C rank. Let's talk about Reinhardt now. He's probably the truest of tanks out of the entire game. If you want to talk about tank, he is the tank. Let's start by rating his health and armor now. He has 300 health, 200 armor. As I've talked about before, armor is more valuable. It doesn't go down as fast as health. I give him an A rank. Let's talk about Reinhardt being a meat shield. He is the meatiest of shields out there. He has a barrier that blocks 2,000 damage. 2,000 plus 500 is 2,500. That's how much it's gonna take to kill one Reinhardt. He gets an S ranked. Reinhardt keeping damage away from his carries? Easy. With a 2,000 shield, he can block all that damage for his carries. All they have to do is stand behind him and shoot away. This is also an S rank. Reinhardt's ability to disable enemy carries is possible. He's not the best for the job, but with the ability called charge, which he pretty much rushes forward and then pins whoever's in his way to a wall or surface and does automatic 300 damage. Pretty much every squishy in the game has less health than 300. Pretty much only tanks can survive this. He can catch a carry. I give this an A rank. Reinhardt distracting enemies, he can do that too. All he has to do is pop that shield from a angle, any angle. All he has to do is charge in, get to the back line, then pop the shield up there. Pretty much they would have to get behind him, flank him, and get through his 2,000 health shield. By the time they even like do that much damage, your allies are already here. They're helping you out. He's good at distracting. I give him an A rank in that as well. Now we up to my man Winston. Let's talk about his health and armor. He has 400 health, 100 armor. He's not as good as Diva or Reinhardt. As we said before, the more armor you have, the better off you are. I give him a B rank. Let's talk about his ability to be a meat shield. Boy, can he be a meat shield. With his health, not with his health alone, but with his 800 health barrier. It's not as big as Reinhardt's shield, but once he jumps into that back line, drops his barrier. It's like a nice cone-ish like bubble that just surrounds him and protects him from damage, and all he has to do is just dish out damage from his primary weapon which pretty much does a multi-targeting spasm of electricity. Does damage over time. Pretty much, if you keep it on a squishy, they'll die in time. I give this a A rank. Can Winston keep the damage away from his carries? Yes, he can. With his barrier, which absorbs 800 damage, if he drops that in front of his carries, he protects them from 800 damage. And if he jumps to the back line and drops his barriers, he can keep the carries away from his carries, which pretty much protects his carries overall. Winston gets an A rank in this area as well. His ability to disable carries now. Not the highest, but still pretty strong. Because if he jumps to the back line, like I said before, drops his barrier, which protects him from 800 HP of damage, and then kills the carries, that's pretty much disabling carries, right? They can't do anything if they're dead. I give him an A rank in this as well. Winston's ability to distract, high. All he has to do is jump to the back line or coming from an angle that they don't expect, almost like D.Va. Pretty much almost the same. Drop his 800 HP barrier, then start dishing out damage, taking care of the back line, which pretty much is the carries, because the tanks are usually in the front. And if you get rid of the carries, your carries can take care of their tanks. He's very good at distracting. I give him an S rank in this. Let's talk about our last and final tank, Zarya. Let's talk about her health and armor. She has 200 health, 0 armor, but she has 200 shield, pretty much a total of 400. The difference with shield and armor is, shield has no mitigation, but it automatically regenerates after not taking damage for a certain amount of time. Health doesn't do that as well. You need to be healed for your health and armor to regenerate. I rate her health and armor as a C. As a total of 400 with no mitigation, she has the lowest health value out of all the tanks. Let's talk about her ability to be a meat shield. She doesn't have the ability to be a meat shield. She can absorb a certain amount of damage. She does have 400 health, but she will die eventually. She has the ability called Particle Shield, which pretty much adds extra 200 health bonus, which pretty much puts her at 600. But without any mitigation, it goes down just as fast as Roadhog, and Roadhog has like a heal in itself. I rate this as a B rank. Her ability to keep damage away from her carries is non-existent. She can protect one carry like every 8, I think 10 seconds with 200 shield that protects him from CC. But due to the cooldown, she's not really protecting them for long. And if she puts herself in the face of danger, she will die in herself. The thing is that Zarya works as in the more damage she takes on her shield, the more damage she dishes out. So she's pretty much like an off tank, but not a true tank, if you know what I'm saying. I rate her ability to keep damage away from her carries as a C rank. Her ability to disable enemy carries is only in the form of her ultimate. She can kill them, but she would have to get through their tanks to get to the back line. She has a lobbing projectile ability, which is her secondary fire, but it takes a whole lot to kill the carries, unless you build up a lot of damage from taking damage with your particle shield. But she really has no capability of getting to the back line and destroying or disabling carries. So I rate this as a C rank. Zarya distracting enemies? Oh, she can try, but she will die. she doesn't have enough health or the capabilities to just stand out there and distract enemies. She will die. 400 health plus the 200 bonus particle shield. She can do a little something, but she will need help. She can't do this alone. As a tank, she's not capable, but the possibility is still there. I give her B rank. As you can see from the overall ratings, there's no S ranked tank in this game. No one does everything the best. You gotta pick and choose. Who do you choose? Subscribe and like the video for more Overwatch content. What's going on, guys? If you like the content so far, check out our previous videos. How strong are those hacks against certain ultimates? What about Genji?